Listen, it's quite simple. Press the free like button if you think that Daniel Bryan is not the greatest fake pro wrestler of all time. Because me, it's not close. He ain't top 5. He ain't top 10. He ain't top 15. Hell, he might be top 50, but no, he ain't top 5. He ain't the greatest fake pro wrestler of all time. It's not close. And I hate when people try to disrespect the sport of fake pro wrestling. Look here, man. The mat is sacred. Just like what Gunther said. The mat is sacred. Listen, there's no difference between a sports entertainer and a wrestler or a superstar or a mat wrestler. Like, bro, a professional wrestler is a professional wrestler. They all go to school to be a professional wrestler. Nobody goes to a school and says, hey, I want to be a sports entertainer. I want to be an entertainer. I want to be a real wrestler. No, man. Everybody is a professional wrestler once you take a bump. Stone Cold Steve Austin was a professional wrestler. Did you see him when he was a ringmaster? That guy can wrestle when he wants to, hence his name, the ringmaster. Vince McMahon gave him the name ringmaster because people told Vince this guy was a great wrestler in the ring. He is a master in the ring, hence ringmaster. So yes, Steve Austin was always a great professional wrestler. There is no such thing as a sports entertainer. That's just a nickname that they give people who have over-the-top characters. But at the end of the day, a professional wrestler is a professional wrestler. There's no separating anything. I hate when people try to separate, oh, he's a professional wrestler, or this guy is a sports entertainer. I'm like, no, bro, that's not how that works. If you take a bump, guess what? You are a professional wrestler. Listen, I actually want all elite fake wrestling to be around for as long as possible because I love when Tony Khan gives me content when it comes to some of the dumb shit that he says. So I heard a clip of him saying that Daniel Bryan is the smartest man he has ever known. I'm like, bro, that's cap. But the one that just hit me harder was when he said that Daniel Bryan is the greatest wrestler of all time. I'm like, man, Tony Khan, man, just please tell me you are a smart mark without telling me you are a smart mark. It's like, holy crap. That's like the definition of smart rhetoric. Holy shit. Dude, that's insane. It's insane when people say dumb shit like that, man. Fuck. Like, imagine saying that when you signed Ric Flair on your roster. That's insane in the membrane. Like, I hate when people say that about Daniel Bryan. Now, Con Man, he is not the only smart mark who thinks that. That's the issue. We have a smart mark who is a billionaire who runs a fake pro wrestling company. He is no different than the marks on Twitter. Like I said, he is a smart from Twitter who is a billionaire who has his own fake pro wrestling company. I hate when people say, oh, Chris Jericho, he's the GOAT. I'm like, listen, man, what is your criteria on what a GOAT is, dude? Fuck. Being a GOAT, it's not all about the in-ring product. It's not all about the fake pro wrestling. It's, are you a superstar? Are you larger than life? Have you carried a company on your back? Were you ever in the mid-card? Long term. Let me repeat that. Were you ever in the mid-card long term? If the answer is no, then yes, you can be in the GOAT discussion. Do I think Bryan is one of the best of all time? I will put him in the top 50. Top 50. But how about you let this sink in? I don't think I'm gonna rank him ahead of Seth freaking Rollins. I can't put him ahead of Randy fucking Orton. So the bar is very, very low. So listen, what is your criteria, Con Man, on the greatest of all time? If Daniel Bryan was looked at or viewed at as the greatest of all time, he would still be with the World Wrestling Federation, right? Why would Vince McMahon allow Stone Cold to wrestle for a different company if he views him as the GOAT? Why would Vince McMahon allow John Cena to walk over to All Elite Fake Wrestling if he is the GOAT? Why would Vince McMahon allow Chris Jericho to walk over to All Elite Fake Wrestling if he is the GOAT? See, Chris Jericho is a fucking liar. He said that look, my God, man, he said that he came to All Elite Fake Wrestling not for the money. I'm like, bro, you're capping, because years later you said you are making the most money you have ever made. So stop the cap. Vince don't view you in that high regard like you think he does. I'm like, bro, I don't think I can rank Chris Jericho over The Miz. I think those guys they're neck and neck. So I'm trying to give you a bar Stone Cold Steve Austin, you fucking idiots. He's the greatest of all time. Now, people always want to talk about his matches. Bruh, he had some of the best matches of all time. I'm like, people don't give Austin enough credit for him being a great seller and a great storyteller. He is the prime example of, bro, you don't gotta be this great technician like Bret Hart to get over. Hence why he got over more than Bret Hart. Let that be your base if you are trying to be a fake pro wrestler. Who got more over during that feud? Austin or Bret Hart? And guess what, bitch? Austin was not meant to be the face in that feud. That was accident. Austin was meant to be he was meant to be a heel after that feud ended. He was not supposed to be a good guy. But he got so over, the crowd loved him. But I thought you said ring work matters. Being a great wrestler matters. Okay, by that logic, why did Austin get more over than Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, etc.? Just said that nobody knows what a GOAT is. Nobody knows what a greatest of all time looks like. John Cena, he is the prime example of quantity over quality. Bro, just because you was handed damn near 20-some world titles, that don't make you the greatest of all time. Because, bitch, if John Cena was in the Attitude Era, he would have been a mid-carder. That's where we're going. That's the bar, right? How about Hulk Hogan? See, there's levels, right? There's levels to being a generational talent. A lot of people don't know what that means, to be a generational talent. You can put Stone Cold in any era, and he will get over. That's what a generational talent is. You could put The Rock in any era, he will be just as over. That's what a generational talent is. Ric Flair, etc. Shawn Michaels, etc. That's what a generational talent looks like. Daniel Bryan is not. He had a maybe a 2-year, 3-year run. Then it was over. People were over him. Then he went back to the mid-card. The Yes movement is dead. It's never coming back. Listen, Stone Cold is the greatest of all time. We miss him. That's what a GOAT is. Do we miss you? How is Chris Jericho a GOAT if we don't care about watching his matches now, right? Do you care to watch Daniel Bryan wrestle? No. Are you watching Dynamite? No. Are you watching Collision? No. So how? See, there's a lot of kids, man, they wish they had a time machine to go back to Stone Cold's prime because they did not live it or see it. I saw it live and up close. Stone Cold was a rock star. He was a god. He was bigger than Hulk Hogan. That's how big he was. He was bigger than Macho Man, Ric Flair, anybody you can name. He was that huge. He was that big. He was that mainstream, man. He was like I said, a fucking rock star. He was a superhero brought to life. That's what he was. He was the first of his kind. Listen, he paved the way for a lot of guys, man. Listen, he was the Attitude Era. He made it. It was him and Brian Pillman. Stone Cold, he made the Attitude Era. But most importantly, he made stars what they are today. Without Stone Cold Steve Austin, there is no Rock. There is no Dwayne Johnson, the movie star, without Stone Cold Steve Austin. Let me tell you a fun fact. There was a point where Farouk was in a feud with Steve Austin. But guess what? Steve Austin did not like how the way Farouk was doing his promos. So he said, you know what? Let's switch to Rocky Maivia. Let's see what he got. And the rest is history. That's why eventually The Rock took over the Nation of Domination. Because of Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's why The Rock always puts over Stone Cold. Because he knows without him, there is no Rock. Facts, not opinion. That is a fact that I just said. So, let's go by that logic. If Stone Cold was still the ringmaster, where would Rocky Maivia be? Where would Kane be? How about Taker? How about Mankind? Now do you see where I'm going? What about Val Venus? Nope. Those guys would not be as big without Stone Cold Steve Austin. But most importantly, the two guys, the two top men of the Attitude Era was Rock and Stone Cold, right? Okay. Without Stone Cold telling the backstage people, you know what? I don't want to work with Farouk. I want to work with that Rocky Maivia kid. That kid got potential. Let's switch up these programs. Ever since then, The Rock is now The Rock. Stone Cold gave him the ball, and The Rock ran with it. That's the point I'm trying to make. John Cena never did that. He never made a generational talent like that. That's what I mean. So, listen, do people realize how bad the WWF was before the rise of Stone Cold? Remember, 83 weeks. Remember, 83 weeks in a row, Raw, they were getting their ass whooped by WCW. Then, once they started with Stone Cold Steve Austin, the rest is history. One man changed the entire landscape of fake pro wrestling in the late 90s. Dude, the WWF, they were dying. Seriously, they were dying because they were trying to push Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. But people got over them. So Stone Cold, man, he carried this company on his back. Dude, they went from getting their ass whooped by WCW to buying out WCW years later. That's insane because of Stone Cold Steve Austin's impact. That's impact. Still to this day, every year he ranks the top 10 in merch sales. And it's like, wow, this guy has been retired for 20 some years, and how come people are still buying his shirts? Why? Every year he's top 10 rank on shirts being bought, even though this dude has been on his couch for over 20 some years. That's called being transcendent. He's a GOAT, the greatest of all time. People still miss him. That's the point I'm trying to make. People still miss him. He is still a fucking draw. That's what a draw is. Do you stop what you're doing to see what Stone Cold's doing on Raw? Yes. If Stone Cold was to come back right now, he would draw shit tons of money, shitloads of ratings, because that's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Do you care what Jericho is doing? No. Do you care what Daniel Bryan is doing? No. No, you do not. Like I said, what is your criteria on the greatest of all time for a fake pro wrestler? My criteria is, did you change the business? Do people miss you? Will people still talk about you decades later? Last time I checked, check. That sounds like Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's what a GOAT is. But let's go to his matches. Dude, do people realize this guy was such a great bumper, a great seller? It's weird because he said that he did not like being a good guy, even though he was fucking great at it. See, Stone Cold was the kind of guy where, yeah, he was a badass, but every time he got his ass whooped, you felt sorry for him because he was a great seller, great bumper. So I hate when people say, this guy is GOAT. But bruh, shut the fuck up. You don't know about fake pro wrestling, man. Nobody outdrew Stone Cold ever. Facts are facts. That's not an opinion. That is a fact. Let's compare him to Hulk Hogan, because I think his best run might be when he was a heel. Okay, but let's compare Hollywood Hogan to Stone Cold, because now we can't compare them now, right? I don't know why people never try to compare them. Why not? Those were the Monday Night Wars. Let's go to Nitro. They had Hogan. Raw had Steve Austin, but yet Raw and Stone Cold was whooping his ass, right? So how can you rank Hogan over Stone Cold if Stone Cold blew out WCW with Hogan on the fucking show with the NWO, right? People were watching Raw over WCW. So where is your proof? Where's your evidence? John Cena, he never outdrew Stone Cold. Not in merch sales, not in ratings, nothing. Stone Cold is a fucking draw. He is what a draw looks like. All his segments were the highest rated. We cared about what he was saying, what he was doing. Like I said, that man was a rock star. He was a superhero. Hell, I remember Stone Cold asked Randy Orton a question. He told him, hey, Orton, who was your favorite action hero growing up? And Orton said, it's you, Steve. You was my favorite action hero growing up. So let that be a prime example. Stone Cold is the greatest of all time. Everybody should know that. Nobody outdrew him. His matches always told the best stories. That's what a GOAT is. It's not all about the in-ring shit. Can you tell a story in your matches? Yes, he did it every Monday, every week. People loved paying tickets to see Stone Cold Steve Austin. Not because his promos, but he had great fucking matches too. Great matches that they were very captivating. Or whether it was a Bray Wyatt match with Taker, or a fucking Hell in a Cell. All his matches just were great. Hell, his match with KO, that was great. Dude, he was in his 50s. He was in his 50s, dude. And he had a great match with Kevin Owens. Because he told a story in that match. He knows how to get the fans to be captivated during his matches. Based on charisma, selling, and storytelling. Those are the three factors on what makes a great match. It's not always about the headlocks and the fucking chin locks and the bullshit and the kicks and the dives and the kicks. That's not what fake pro wrestling is about. Because Hogan did not have to do that to draw money. But for some reason, hell, Omega is, dude, he is one step away from retirement. Let me repeat. Kenny Omega, he is 1 year away from retirement at this point. He's done. He has maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 more years, really? But for what? Right? For what? He never outdrew Stone Cold and Hogan. So that's what I mean. All the flips and the dives and the kicks, that don't matter. It's all about charisma and storytelling and knowing how to be a great seller. That's what Austin was. When it comes to Daniel Bryan, he is none of that. You don't care about what he's doing right now, man. Fuck. Let's go to John Cena. Dude, every time John comes back, be honest, man. Are you watching? No, you are not, dog. Shut the fuck up. You're not watching. But let's say Stone Cold was to come back last summer, like John did. Are you saying that Austin would not outdraw him? Bro, all I gotta do is call my friends up and say, hey, Stone Cold is back on SmackDown. They will watch. That's what a draw is. Stone Cold is the face of fake pro wrestling. It's never going to change. He is the standard that everybody has to live up to. I hate with a passion when people rank guys like Jericho and Bryan and Shawn Michaels as the GOAT. I'm like, what the fuck? Stone Cold whooped Shawn Michaels' ass, bro. He made Shawn Michaels a fucking mid-carder. Literally. Go back to the fucking late 90s. Stone Cold made Shawn Michaels a fucking mid-carder that was fighting for European championships. Now do you get it? Now do you get it? It's Stone Cold and nobody else. He is rank 1 based off quality, not quantity. Roman Reigns, that's quantity. Stone Cold, that's quality. Because he changed the face of the business. Without him, where would this company be? Without Stone Cold, there is no Mr. McMahon character. Right? Facts. No opinions here. That is a fact. So, without Stone Cold, there is no heel Stephanie McMahon. Without Stone Cold, there is no heel Shane McMahon. Without Stone Cold, there is no Triple H. Right? That's what I mean. There's levels. Stone Cold, without him, there is no WWF. This brand would not be worth over $1 billion if it wasn't for Stone Cold. Stone Cold, he was a domino effect, right? He was the catalyst. He was the main domino, right? Let's say he was still the ringmaster. Where would we be? Like I said, there is no Rock without Stone Cold. So just imagine if he was still the fucking ringmaster. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bruh. When it comes to the WWF, they were dying when Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels were the top 2 guys. That's what I mean. That's why Stone Cold is the greatest of all time. Because he saved this company from death. Yes, from death. John Cena never did that. No fucking Ric Flair. Hogan, nope. Dude, Hulk Hogan left, right? Hulk Hogan left for WCW. So that right there should tell you, bruh. Stone Cold put WCW out of business. Facts, no opinions. That's facts. So that's what I mean. What has Daniel Bryan done? He had a 2-year run. The Yes movement was a 2-year run. It was a phase, bruh. It was a fucking phase. It did not last long. He went back to the fucking mid-card. Come on, man, be honest. I've never not been entertained by a Stone Cold Steve Austin match. Let's go to Kurt Angle. Great match. Let's go to Chris Benoit. Great match. Mankind, Kane, Taker, Rock, Triple H. Fucking Val Venus. Shit. Chris Jericho. Shawn Michaels. I think Edge too. It's like every guy he faced, he always had great matches. It's like, where is this rhetoric where, oh yeah, Austin was not that good in the ring? Nah, bruh. Once he had that big ass neck injury, yeah, he had to slow down his style. But that made him better. That's the weird part. That made him better. How about Stone Cold, Bret Hart? Great matches together. In fact, I think Bret Hart said that was his greatest feud. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Good fucking God. Y'all don't get it. Stone Cold, he sent Bret Hart to the fucking mid-card. Facts. No opinions here. That's facts. It got to a point where Bret was in a feud with the Nation of Domination. Remember? That was a mid-card feud. Remember? It was the Hart Foundation versus the Nation of Domination. That was a mid-card feud. Like I said, facts, no opinions. Stone Cold, he changed everybody's career. Where, bro, you had to level up to his level. And that's what The Rock did. Would we still have The Rock today? No. The Rock had to feed off Stone Cold. But Stone Cold did not have to feed off The Rock. The Rock was hand-chosen by Stone Cold to be the next guy. That's what I mean. It's Stone Cold, and it's maybe Hogan second, third. I don't know. But all I know is the greatest wrestler of all time. It's Stone Cold, 1, then Hogan, 2, and then, look, I don't care who you put after those two guys. My criteria, it's were you a draw? Were you selling tons of merch? Were you large in life? Were you a mainstream star? Stone Cold was a mainstream star. He was on TV shows, bro. Stone Cold had his own comic book, okay? He had his own comic book. He was on fucking MTV. Let's talk about Celebrity Deathmatch. He was the main star on there, right? Remember? He was on Celebrity Deathmatch as a character. That's how big he was. That was an MTV show. So he crossed over to the mainstream. That's what we call star power. Chris Jericho never had that. Bryan never had that. The Rock has that thanks to Stone Cold. That's what I mean. Stone Cold was the domino effect that everybody had to eat off of. Without Stone Cold, Triple H, nobody would give a flying fuck about him. That's facts, not an opinion. Right? Without Stone Cold, nobody would give a flying fuck about DX. That's the point I'm trying to make. Without Stone Cold, you wouldn't give a damn about the Ministry of Darkness. Right? Right? Now, do you get it? Who was the first guy that Kane beat for the world title? That was Stone Cold Steve Austin. So in hindsight, Stone Cold made Kane a fucking superstar. That's what I mean. Dudes were eating because of Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's why he is the greatest of all time. That's my criteria. Are you elevating guys around you? That's what he did. So, listen, Con Man don't know what the fuck he's talking about. That is smart mark rhetoric. Stop saying dumb shit. Like, wow, man, like, we know DB is your kiss-ass errand boy. We know that, but you ain't gotta kiss his ass, bruh. It's like nobody believes that. It's like there's people right now in the World Wrestling Federation that I'm not trying to rank ahead of DB. It's like, in terms of, bruh, I'm not ranking DB over The Miz, okay? Hell, I might not rank him over Finn Balor, if we are being honest. Hell, I can't rank him ahead of fucking Randy Orton. I can't rank him ahead of maybe Roman Reigns at this point. So, cut that shit out. Listen, I'm done.